Hey everyone, what's up? I wasn't going to stream this morning, but I'm like, you know what? I got up early and I don't have to rush to get ready. So I thought, why not do a stream? And I've been meaning to kind of briefly touch on a stream Bunny Foo Foo did recently, but I don't know. It hasn't been a priority. I'll just leave it at that. But I can't really see either that well because I don't have my glasses on, but I can't really wear them and do my makeup. So bear with me. Hey, Java Man. Creepshow R did get something right. KJ is a goober. Imagine whether or not you think Creepshow R is, in fact, guilty of all the things she's accused of. Just imagine though being accused of all of these like major things or whatever, like these, I don't know, these pretty detrimental things. And then just imagine you're the one thing that everyone refers to as the one thing that person got right. Imagine being Katie Joy in that situation, man. That's gotta sting. I love that for her. Good morning, Claire. Yes, she is a Cooper. Hey, Mom of 3. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Sunny D. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jessica. I'm not, though. I'm not. There's a filter on me. I'm that vain. I don't care. I'm not ashamed of it. Anyway. And I only had time to do one hand of nails, so the other one's going to have to wait till tonight after work. But I like these colors. Are these pretty? I didn't do the top coat yet. I was going to do that while I'm streaming too, but first I want to get my makeup done so I don't get the top coat dirty. Okay, so how's everyone's night though? How was everyone's Monday night? I hope well. I don't even have my makeup out yet. Give me a second. Let me pull this stuff out. And I'm going to be turning off the camera while I do my eyebrows, only because I'm sure I'm doing them wrong, and I'm sure people will have lots of things to say about it. I don't really care that much, though. I don't care. Whatever. It works for me. That's all I'm going to say. It works for me. It works for me. So, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just leave it on. I don't really care if people have anything to say. Who knows? Maybe I'll even get a good tip or something. But I'm not out looking for it. Just whatever. It works for me. And there we go. All right. So, let me pull up the stream. I clicked on a YouTube tab I have open, and there's Russell Brand on the screen doing this really weird face. No, I wasn't watching Russell Brand. I was watching Debunk the Funk with Dr. Wilson, and I was watching his video from 2 months ago. Russell Brand has his head in the sand. Oh, that rhymes. I just realized that. Very clever, Dr. Wilson. Very clever. Let's see. How long ago did I watch it? I thought I watched it recently, but apparently I didn't. Jesus. There it is. Okay. This is it. From 1 day ago. Okay, let me share screen. And I'll check chat real quick. Oh, I'm sorry, Sunny D. Hey, Irish Badass. How you been? Hey, Tina. I really can't fucking see. Holy shit. I can't believe how blind I am. Okay. So, like I said, I'm sure lots of people would have lots of advice for me on my eyebrows. I don't really care. But anyways, without further ado, Bunny Foo Foo. That rhymed too.
Now, there's been information that's been put out that's incorrect by that side over there that I do plan to come for your neck for. I'll let that be and sit where it needs to sit. We
Can't
are going to
wait.
rebuttal that one. Okay. Because I deal in receipts. I don't just put out, shit like that. I want to show a
Okay.
receipt for it. Unless I have some inside source of something, then it's a different story. Hey,
Okay.
Sword. Hey, Dee. Hey, Leo, the lioness.
Okay
Welcome,
there,
welcome.
Katie.
Um, yeah. So everybody has an opinion about this whole thing, and I just, like I said, I don't. You tag me doesn't really make me shake. Doesn't really. It's not changing my opinion. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying?
That's not why people tag you, though.
I mean, that's on them though. But that's listen. I am nobody. I am not Mother Teresa in this house. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just I don't handle myself that way. I've come to the conclusion, the realization that some folks are just the way that they are, and it is just not my place or anything. Um, it's a little bit crazy to me though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like y'all remember when the body cam footage was released, and I was talking to somebody about this, and I didn't even think of this. When the body cam footage was released of on McRae and Dre, okay, there was these bigger YouTubers that had released this body cam footage. I think it was Plunder and 10 to Life, Annie Elise, right? They released this body cam footage. They went over it. Don't you wonder like why they not only did not jump on the first hoax that happened in November, but why they're also not confirming this information as well? Because they talked about it. CC Suarez was another bigger
Oops.
creator.
Sorry.
Said
Didn't mean to
I
hit the microphone there. My bad. I'm going to say that they didn't jump on it because it wasn't verified. I mean, the body cam footage was verified. I mean, how do you fake that? And nobody was accusing anyone of faking that. So, I mean, it was verified. And it's a direct, actual account of the events in question. That's why they showed that. That's why, regardless of where they sat on the situation, that's why they showed it. These wannabe death announcements or whatever, they're not verified. That's why a lot of people didn't jump on it, or unless except to jump on it to debunk it, like myself. So, yeah.
I don't trust the source. It's been put out there. I don't trust the source. And that's kind of how I am too is I still don't trust the source. I don't feel like um a
But
recording of someone of a at first I thought they said that it was the medical examiner's office. That's what they said. If I have
and
heard the recording, that's what
it has now since been confirmed that it was not the medical examiner's office. It wasn't the coroner, like Justin said in the stream. It was like my initial assessment, my initial guess was that it was a funeral home. And that's in fact what it was. I had the name of the funeral home, and I pulled up its social media, and clearly people by the names Mike and Steve work there. They work there. They're mentioned on the social media. And I'm more than happy to share this information with Nanya so she herself can confirm it if she would like. But I'm not going to put it out there because, let's be honest, a lot of people in this community, not necessarily on like this side of things, but a lot of people in this community or of this interest will just harass the fuck out of this funeral home. And they don't deserve that for what? Doing their job. So, I mean, if Nanya puts this information out, well, then that's on her. But it's not going to come out for me. But I'm more than happy to share it with her. So she can, I mean, she's interested in the facts and the truth of the matter, right? So let me help her find that for herself. So
Justin had put out. He said that. And it went from that to it was a funeral home.
looking at the chat here, Unibrow is a time saver. I grab it. I didn't care for her ridiculous coverage of the Marilyn McCain. Well, that makes one of us there, Irish. I did like her. I really did. I respected her even. But then when I seen how she was so clearly pushing falsehoods, like when she tried to say that that wasn't in fact a police investigation back in, what was that, September, I think it was, when it clearly wasn't. And I would think, especially someone in the true crime community would have some kind of inclination about what is involved in an actual investigation. And it's not just making an online complaint and that being the end of it. It's reporting it to an actual investigator, giving your account of things, being asked questions, answering the questions, having follow-up calls, giving names, or being asked to hand over things to substantiate your claims or your report or whatever. Like, that's what is involved in investigation. None of that occurred. So for her to sit there and knowingly, still to this day, call it an investigation, I got to side eye someone like that. That's all. And actually, I don't really have that much against Nanya. I really don't. I don't mind her too much. I think she just bit off more than she really was expecting with following nonsense so blindly. That's all. I don't know. I'm sure they say the same about me though with Molly. So, but I don't follow Molly blindly. But regardless, all right. Let me get back to Foo Foo.
Okay. So I don't know what. I don't know any of that they've put out, and that's why I sit there and I'm like, well, damn. If you're good with that information, if that is the family and they're okay with their family over there sitting on that information, and they consider that as fact and as confirmation, then and you could sleep at night with that info, then you do you could sleep with that, whatever that is, right? I think it's interesting though, and I was watching some of the video from Heels in the Air, and shout out to her, and I did share her video. I'm going to play a little bit of it too, because it really Heels did such a fantastic video about just how this information. Give me one sec, y'all. Let me see if it just and it really did get to me about how this is being spread. But not only that, it hasn't been confirmed by the only person that can give you confirmation with it's his wife. That's it. That's it. That's all. I don't know about that. You know what is so interesting to me? I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to drag that girl. I saw that interaction with her and Nanya on that panel, and she's just as invested as everybody else, right? Part of me feels like, I don't know, like I can't even put my finger to it, because even though she has lied about me, um, but I also feel like somewhere deep down inside of her, she has to know that what she's doing is not okay. Like, she has to feel conflicted, and to me, there's going to be a fall guy. Y'all think this is, look at
Oh,
this
for
is
fuck's sake.
this is an example. You guys keep fucking around, you're going to find out. I have a feeling.
Why is it that these people just really think Veda is some ignorant moron or something? I mean, they just can't let go of this whole like narrative they want to push on her of her being some sort of idiot. Like, she's going to be a fall guy. She doesn't even realize it. She's too dumb or naive or whatever, but she'll learn. Or, that's how it comes across. Where the hell's my? There it is. And I just don't understand why they keep pushing this. Why can't they see Vada as capable as someone who's accomplished the things that she's accomplished, even if you want to look at it as redundant, stupid YouTube drama. And you may be right with that. I'm not even arguing that. But I mean, she's done some impressive shit, even with that. So, I mean, why it is that they just can't give her that little bit of credit? Like, I don't know. Which, I mean, I guess they can't give her that little bit of credit because most of the shit she's done has really been at their expense. But, well, that's the shit they chosen, I guess. I don't know. But
Sources tell me
wait, what?
that these people could be looking at lawsuits later on. And what a fall guy to have. And let me tell you, I don't
Where did she say it?
I
Where did she say?
listen.
Where did she say?
Do you, boo? Do you? That's how I feel about that. Yeah, yeah. Especially when you're a public figure and have kids. The
Right, okay.
accusation, because I deal in receipts. I
Okay.
don't just put
I
out,
went back here for a second.
in a rebuttal for your neck for. By that side over there that I do plan to come for your neck for. I'll let that be and sit where it needs to sit. We are going to rebuttal that one, okay? Because I deal in receipts. I don't just put out, shit like that. I want to show a receipt for it. Unless I have some inside source of something, then it's a different story.
Oh,
Hey,
there it
Fruit.
is.
Hey,
Okay. I
Dee.
was gonna say
Hey,
she just
Leah.
said I sources tell me, and I'm like, didn't we just get done hearing her say how she puts out receipts? She deals in receipts. Like, dude, make up your fucking mind there.
To end his life, okay? And they they found him. They brought him to the hospital. And since then he has had like an injury. Okay. Um, what happened here on YouTube was that this family, his wife, his children, everybody was severely harassed. They were doxxed. There were clips been put out there. I mean, it's just so much. Um, there was a lot of fundraising that was
Damn
happening
it.
for uh, the family
Stop stinking.
from, but the biological side family, the paternal side of the family, for there to be an attorney, and it was a
Wait, what?
clusterfuck of various things.
What
A
the
lot
fuck
of
did she
this was
call that?
spearheaded by two, and there was a lot of fundraising that was happening for uh, the family from, but the biological side family, the paternal side of the family, for their
The paternal side of the family. Really? Because that's no. It's who does she think this was about? This was about Marvin. The paternal side of his family would be just his father. So I'm wondering, it sounds to me like she's talking about this as though the whole center and source of whatever the whole main focus of this situation has been the kids. And now she's referring to the paternal side of the family, meaning Marvan's side of the family. But that's not what this was about. You can't just suddenly make that about the kids or whatever. When this has been about Marvan, you can't also complain this whole time or for months and months about how we lost sight of this. This has been about Marvan. It's about his dignity or whatever. And then suddenly you wanted to change this and just make it about the paternal side of the situation, his side. So I mean, that sounds kind of manipulative to me. I don't know.
for
It
there to
does.
be an attorney, and it was a clusterfuck of various things. A lot of this was spearheaded by two various creators. You had Katie Joy and Molly Golightly. It
Well,
caused a huge divide here on YouTube. So much of it, so much has happened
I got to give credit where credit's due. She at least mentioned and included Katie Joy in this because she's pretty much the only one who has and will.
since then. I thought this would be done when the police report was filed. There was so many
Oh
people
my
that called
God.
uh, the police on this woman who
Oh wait, what police report is she talking about?
was accused of basically doing something to her husband. You know what? Let me tell you something. You know why I think, and I've had conversations with some of you guys on the phone about this shit. Let me tell you something. I think this specific story really has been the one that has impacted me. Like it really affected me because even though Dre, she's living it, right? They're living it. But this shit really did get to me. It really did. It wasn't a true crime story. Initially,
But no
we all thought
shit.
that that's what it was.
Why would you think that? Like, why did initially we thought that that's what it was? Well, then clearly you too must have thought that Dre was guilty of shit if you thought that this was a true crime story, right? Otherwise, who would you think was responsible? Where was the crime? What was the crime? Who was responsible for the crime? You clearly also thought Dre was responsible initially. So it's I guess we should be thankful that she at least admitted that maybe. But that kills me though. Like, why would you think that this was a true crime story? I don't understand that.
There's been only a couple of things that I could say. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. I'm like lost for words now because I'm getting really upset now. Been a couple of things that I could tell you that as a creator I've been able to cover, okay? But this one specifically really did get to me. I'm really pissed off. I really am. I'm really
Join
pissed
the
off at
club.
so many things. Um Number one, I am not the defender of Dre nor anybody else, right?
Sure.
But I have been involved because I've been covering and giving content and commentary to a lot of things. You know, Dre has a huge platform.
No, you've been involved. Check. Okay. You've been involved because wait a minute, I've been being summoned here. No, she's called Bunny Foo Foo. That's her nickname. Why is what? Who's Asian? I don't even know what are you talking about? Let me go back here to chat. Hey, Al Capone, how you doing? But she's not Asian. I pretty sure. I mean, she herself has said that she's other things. I think, and either way, it's short for Bunny Foo Foo. It's not just Foo Foo. I should probably maybe put the bunny in there, sure, but and it's a play on words for her rabbit thing. So, but thanks for letting me know, though. But like I said, though, it's not applicable. So I can't see. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. She says she's not addressing people, but then she does this like an hour-long stream addressing the people she says she's not addressing. But I mean, that's something she and Nonsense do a lot. They do that often. So, oh wait, I had the wrong one.
Go live and she could say whatever she wants. It has never been. I have never taken that. Like I've never really felt like this is me to defend. But yeah, a lot of us were emotionally invested because we were so concerned. We lived it, and we saw how crazy um, when when these creators would go live and they had over 1,000 or 2,000 people on their chats and they're doxing and they're releasing information of people's kids and you're trying to figure out like okay like what the fuck is going on? And nobody, I've seen this happen time and time again, where people get so blindsided and go one way and completely don't even turn around to see the other side. And that was an issue that when I saw how heavily edited these clips of
What clips? I have seen no heavily edited clips. I've seen like barely even any edited clips. In fact, any of the clips I've seen shared or highlighted or showcased or whatever you want to call it, they almost always came with a link or some sort of accompaniment of the original and the full video. So that because that stood out to me. I appreciated that. What the fuck is my brush? God damn it. So, I mean, what the hell is she even talking about? Where the hell is my brush? Mine's got to be in here. Oh, yeah, that's okay. So, yeah, what is she talking about?
Her children were, or what was posted out here by this other side. That's what really made me wake up.
It is Irish?
Right? Thank you, Kiva. I appreciate you. This story specific.
Irish Badass says, at singer Foo Foo is also a bartender term for frozen drinks. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know. We just call them frozen drinks, really, or blended drinks, or smoothies. You know, like margarita smoothie. I don't know. We had these awesome blenders though. They're like freaking like $2,000-3,000 blenders. Oh my god! And they're so quiet, but they're so fucking powerful. Like it takes like less than 10 seconds to blend like a whole shitload of ice right into a smoothie. It's awesome. I want them for my home, and they're so quiet. You don't even hear them. Of course, the other bar that the restaurant just built has like blenders from like 1985. And why don't I keep hitting play in the wrong video?
Specifically really got to me. It really pissed me off. And I took it personal. And I really shouldn't have. Because there's only so much. If I had taken this personal, I would be no different than that side over there.
Wait, she just said that she took it personal.
Right? If I had taken it really pissed me. I appreciate you. This story specifically really got to me. It really pissed me off. And I took it personal. And I really shouldn't have. Because there's only so much. If I had taken this personal, I would be no different than that side over there. Right? Like I would be no different in my drive to try to figure out the truth for that matter. I would.
Wait, what?
Be no different in my drive to try to figure out the truth for that matter.
Well, I gotta say, I really appreciate the fact that she's recognizes that that side has been a certain way in their drive to find the truth. I mean, I'm happy that that's been recognized. So, thank you for that, Rabbit. Thank you. Oh, shit, I left that on too long.
I wouldn't. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
Join the club, girl.
And I can't even put it to words. I don't want to go back and forth with another, these other people over here that are supportive of MGL.
I'm just going to respond to the things they did, but I'm not going back and forth with them.
And I want to set something for the record. I didn't need to convince a community that MGL is bad. That community, those heels in the air, Queen Bee, blank screen, burnt toast, who else?
Okay, first of all, it's not like you just were walking around on YouTube and just stumbled into a community full of people who hate Molly. No, you guys kind of were attracted to one another because you guys were very out and vocal and pretty much almost like it was your purpose on YouTube in hating Molly. So naturally, you guys are going to like sniff each other out, for lack of a better term, maybe. But that's what happened. So it's not like you just were just taking a nice friendly stroll down these YouTube streets and just happened to, like, I don't know, trip on a sidewalk and fall into this great big circle of people who hate Molly. That's not what happened. So, and yeah, you're right. You didn't have to convince anyone to hate Molly. Well, at least not in out of this small group of creators you're going to name. No, you didn't have to convince them to hate Molly. Absolutely not. No one said you did, so I'm not really sure what that's about. I mean, I think everyone pretty much has haters. I mean, you yourself, I think, at some point in the stream mentioned something about haters, about having haters anyways.
Who else? Who else is it? Who else, creator-wise? all of these people encountered MGL before any of the Marvin McRae stuff
Well, no
came up.
shit.
Let's be real. So for anybody believing that somehow all of us had something to do and we brainwash that community, no, it ain't go down like that.
Who the fuck thinks that?
I didn't know about MGL till the summer.
I doubt that. I
I
mean,
didn't know how vile she was. I didn't know.
how are you a member of the true crime community and you have no idea who MGL is? Like, seriously, how is that?
You know what really tipped me off was her blatant lack of understanding of the Black community when she was up there making the comments that she was up there making to Queen Tulsa.
Well,
That shit. When
I'm not sure exactly when that was. I think that might have been July. But I mean, the Facebook group against exposing Big Juicy or whatever, that was started in August. And you were right there in that group since the beginning, posting all kinds of shit about Molly. Like, you weren't posting shit in support of Dre. You weren't posting shit in support of nonsense. You weren't posting shit against anyone. The only thing you were posting about was Molly. That was it. Just mocking and ridiculing Molly. So, I mean, boy, did you even give her a chance then if you that quickly just heard of her in July? And by mid-August, there you were just coming for her? I mean, some might say that that's a bit angry or hateful.
in Sherelle's world, that shit, okay, that's what rubbed me the wrong way.
I
That's
agree.
what led me to call out.
I agree with that.
Yes, longer than any of us. I don't dislike her. I don't like her actions. I don't. That's being real. She lied. She lied on me. She lied on a bunch of people. She does. And then she runs at us back. And that is what she does. And she knows how to utilize verbiage. She can gaslight a situation. She knows. She knows how to do. She's been doing this for a long, long time. A lot of us know that. So this idea that somehow like I came through the scenes and bam, or any of these other people, nonsense or Nanya or anybody, that's bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. I had no clue. But other people will tell you otherwise. Absolutely. So miss me with the bullshit when it comes to, they the rabbit or nonsense or these people brainwash Queen Bee in that whole area. No, no. They knew of MGL before I was even around. I used to listen to some of their panels.
Of course they did. I mean, who doesn't know that? See, because they're
in this.
They're part of the true crime community. Of course they knew of Molly Golightly before then. I mean, how even I knew that, or I assumed that anyways, because I've known of Queen Bee since the whole Katie calling Sophie a brat thing, because that's when I learned of Critical K, and I learned of Queen Bee through Critical K. So and I also know that the whole Shanann Watts thing, I believe Molly and Critical K were kind of in tandem on some of that fuckery. I'm not positive, but I think they were. And either way, I mean, you heard, if you knew one, you knew of the other, basically. So, I mean, that makes sense. That, like I said, though, it makes sense, though, because they're part of the true crime community. I mean, like, I'm guessing Rabbit hasn't been a part of this community for very long, which would explain her inability to recognize an actual investigation, I guess.
Doing this longer than I have. Thank you. Thank you, Shanann Watts. Thank you. Let me play this. Okay, and you guys go check out Heels in the Air. I'm gonna link her. I didn't link it, but I'm gonna link the video in the description box. Shout out to her for this because it really put into perspective a lot of things that I wanted to say and didn't really know how to.
They needed content. They were going down to Georgia, and she needed some views. Okay. That's what it was. They used the Quentin Simon case as a facade to act like they were going to save the world again, save another child, get answers. No, they weren't. They were going down there to exploit Marvon's story. It was Marvon's birthday weekend.
Okay.
Not only was it Marvon's birthday weekend, which
if this were true, then wouldn't it stand to reason that Molly would have talked about this or first mentioned it, or like one of the only times she mentioned it, she would have done it on her own channel, her own stream even. Like she wouldn't have done it on another creator's channel and another creator stream, right? I mean, that just stands to reason. And it wasn't even Justin in which that she did this on. It was Bullhorn Betty. So, and let's be honest here. Do you really think that Molly needs to go to these extremes to garner up attention, views, clicks, subscribers, whatever? Do you really think that this is the links she needs to go to? Molly Golightly, Marissa, come on now. Let's be real. She doesn't. Like she just has to go on stream and talk about something, and that will get her more fucking views and clicks than this elaborate scheme you're trying to credit her with. I mean, just use your little bit of fucking rational thinking here, logic. Like, just use a little.
Which he does not celebrate because of his own belief systems, but they took it to a next step and announced that he had passed away.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard, but apparently Dre McRae posted in her Slay with Dre McRae group that Marvon McRae has passed away.
That sounds fucking awesome.
I don't know the details of.
I want to do that. Like, dude, I would totally change my channel content if I could actually, like, I don't know, not be completely ignored by doing that, Irish. Irish says, someday I'll be a kabillionaire and your only highly paid job will be taking me headstone ghost hunting. Just us, an EMF meter, and our foo-foo drinks disguised as Slurpees. I'm fun for that. Yeah. In fact, like I regularly, like, as my way to, like, I don't know, I guess decompress or whatever. What I'll do is I signed up for findagrave.com. And I'll sign in and I'll check requests for local grave sites. And basically, people put in a request of like, they want a picture uploaded or whatever of such and such headstone, like one of their ancestors or one of their relatives or whatever. And, they're not from the area or they don't live in the area anymore. So you go out, you go to that grave site or that graveyard, and you walk around and you find the grave site. Although finding the grave site isn't very easy. Like, not all of them have like plots or places to look for these certain names, and like, it seems like every Jones you find is not the Jones you're looking for, It's quite frustrating a little bit there. So it's not always relaxing, but you do find some like every time. And that's relaxing. And I have my favorite grave site or graveyard too. It's right down the road for me. It's up on a hill and like there's all these trees around it. So it's almost like it's like some like horror movie kind of, I don't know, witchy hillside kind of graveyard. And it seems like it's very quiet and in the middle of nowhere because of all the stuff around it and how quiet it is. But it's right fucking in the middle of the village, basically village/town. So it's kind of cool. I really like it. All right, sorry. My family's always been in that kind of stuff. My family has always been not into that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I like the graveyards. They're cool.
This. But she claims, yeah, please don't call my phone yet because she'll not. Yeah, so yes, that's what according to Dre McRae and her fans, that's what she's saying that.
No, she never did that. Darcy, I am so sorry for your losses. I just lost a friend because he would not believe me about the crazy people online. I tried to warn him. Hope he believes me someday. I am so sorry, Darcy.
What the fuck? That's a really fucked up thing to say. I just lost a friend because he would not believe me about the crazy people online. I tried to warn him, but hopefully he'll believe me someday. What you should be saying is, I just lost someone because they don't believe me on the warnings I gave them. I hope I'm wrong. I hope my warnings are wrong, and I hope that these things never happen. That's what you should be saying. Not, I hope he believes me one day, because you're saying that you hope he finds out, and which is kind of fucked up if he's your friend. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Heels. I said what the fuck I said. I said what I said. I followed.
What the fuck did you say? No one even fucking
membership.
knows.
We subscribers knew. I think Nonsense was the absolute best showing Dre for what she is.
Oh, really?
That's it.
So, this would mean that when Nonsense was first talking about this situation, first talking about Dre, and she said that she believed that Dre had something to do with it. In fact, she said that she thinks that Dre had planned this like all year long, and that Dre even went so far as to erase evidence from the hard drives for the security cameras that were pointing down and, you know, facing the shed there. And she also said that the kids looked unhealthy and needed to not be in her care anymore. So by that logic, are you saying that she called it right with Dre? Okay. Might want to clarify that.
You don't have to.
Which, by the way, those things that she said, they're still up. She hasn't taken them down. So
I don't have to like or agree with any of the decisions that Dre has made. Nonsense said it perfectly too. You don't have to be fans. But what happened to her is not okay. What happened to Melissa Schumann when she decided to come up here and do her advocacy, and the consistent bullying of her was not okay, whether you believed her story or not.
Oh my God. That's just how you're fucking gross, Rab. Oh my God. When did she have Schumann up on her panel? Like when? Because I'm thinking the only fucking reason why she had Schumann up on her panel is because she knew Molly's position. She knew it would incite Molly. She knew it would get Molly's attention. It's like she used her. I would. That's my first inclination, but I need more information to really, I don't know, plant my feet on that. But I bet I might be right. That's fucked up. And why are you bringing that up now? What does that have to do with Dre or Vaughn or any of this? What does that have to do with anything? Oh, it doesn't. It has to do with Molly, though. That's the whole point.
I don't have to have you agree with me about anything. Please note that. And I'm going to say it again louder, okay? The only person that at this point, myself as a creator, The Rabbit, a YouTube account, myself, only me, I will speak for myself. The only person that at this point, myself as a creator, The Rabbit, a YouTube account, myself, only me, I will speak for myself.
It's weird.
The only person, in my opinion, that can confirm what has happened to this man is the wife, Dre McRae.
Why? Okay, that's bullshit. First of all, his family anyone's family can confirm this, but I wonder, does she apply the same like strict threshold or whatever for believability to any and all deaths? Does she say, like, if the parents come out and say that so and so passed away, does she say, no, I don't believe it until the spouse comes out and says so? Like, or is it just this situation? Because, you know, with it wasn't the first death hoax. It was the death hoax. But with the death hoax, the parents never confirmed a fucking thing. They were just as surprised to hear the shit as anyone else. And they're the ones who said that, no, it's not confirmed. No, it's not true. So they got a pretty good track record. In fact, I'm going to say they have a better track record than Dre at this point on confirming the current life status of Marvin, because so far they've been correct in every time they've done this, and they've actually done it. Now, you could say what you want about Dre doesn't owe anyone anything and yada yada, and I agree with you. She doesn't. She doesn't owe anyone online anything, but she absolutely owes it to his family to tell them if he's passed. Fuck yeah, she owes that. I don't give a fuck who gave who up for adoption. I don't give a fuck about any of that. None of that matters anymore because he died. They have a right to know. Just fucking tell them.
That's how I feel. That's how, if she says something, that's when I believe it.
And why?
Sit on that.
Imagine though, okay, just if you are of the belief or you don't know what to believe regarding whether or not he's alive or not, just imagine this for a second. Imagine that he actually is gone, okay? These people are doing their damnedest to stop people from accepting this or believing this. Therefore, they're preventing his passing being mourned. Like, doesn't he deserve to have people mourn the loss of him? And they're doing all they can to stop that from happening. Like, how is that honoring this man?
Go to sleep with it and marinate in it, because that's just how I feel. My opinion shouldn't bother you. But if it does, then you got an issue. It ain't me. It ain't me. It's you.
What is this? I'm sure she would have wanted to reach out to the family for support, but they have been calling her a murderer on YouTube, even as of last week. Really? Well, they weren't saying that though when he first ended up in the coma. In fact, they didn't even know about it for weeks. They found out through social media. So it's her it's the lengths that she went to keep them from knowing even that led to suspicion to begin with. And then her doing it yet again. So now I don't agree with her being labeled as murder. I am of the belief that she did not have anything to do with him ending up in this situation. I feel like that was his doing all on his own. But I can understand a bit how they must feel. They don't know. They have no closure. They have no pathway to closure because she's keeping that. She's withholding that from them. So they need something to blame. They need something to lash out at. They need a focal point for their anger. And she's kind of the cause of their anger for the most part. So that's kind of why they're focusing it on her. I don't agree with it. And sure, it's wrong, but I can understand it.
What did I say to you guys? I did a little short. I had some bobbleheads try to tag me on some stuff. Oh, yada, yada, yada. And I said, you know what? The line of haters that I have is pretty long. I do treat it like the DMV. I meant what I said. You got to take a number. Take a number and take a seat. And if you're trending, if your numbers are worth it, then I might address you. Because otherwise, why would I waste my energy on you? Hence, why do you think Dre doesn't address some of this stuff?
Well, I love that apparently the people she's addressing, she apparently feels are worthy now and trending. And, you know, it's going to garnish her clicks and views or whatever, subscribers even possibly, you know, which I don't fault her for that. I really don't. I think pretty much every YouTube channel puts at least some focus on these things, and they should. I just like to point it out that that's what she's putting some focus on is these things, and she should. But see, I thought it was all about though correcting misinformation, putting out correct information. I didn't know that it was all about whether or not someone's trending.
You know what I want to do? I want to go to church.
Oh, shoot, this right. I think she plays music.
Okay.
All right.
Shout out to my boo, Sean Davy Wade. Look, You better get him, Lord, before I hit him, Lord. Okay? That's just
Bring it
how
on.
Okay?
When you think
Passed
you're
away.
man enough.
So if that is so, my heart goes out to Miss Letitia, her children, the family that loves him, Miss Wynette, Mr. Marvon Sr., all of his friends, and all of the men who cared about him.
How insensitive it is to ask that. Like, you allowed the internet to desensitize you this much to where you feel like it's okay
Well,
to ask a question like this.
I'm guessing
Never
the
corrected.
question that was asked was whether or not her husband was still alive. But wasn't she on social media for the purpose of earning enough money to pay for his part of his care or something like that? I mean, that might be why people were asking. And I'm not, listen, I get her being angry about it. I get her responding that way. I do. I totally understand it. And I don't think she's wrong. But I mean, I don't think it's outrageous that people were asking either.
She never made a video and said, look, we were wrong. He's still alive. She never
Yes, she did.
admitted that they were wrong.
I want you.
She admitted that they jumped on information that was incorrect. That sounds to me like they were wrong.
I want you.
Hey,
let me.
When has nonsense done that? Now, and then here's the thing. When has Rabbit done that? When have any of them done that? And here's the thing. What I mean by that is, I'm not talking about simply sitting there up on panel saying, sure, I've been wrong. I've been wrong lots of times and I'll own it. I own it every time. Just saying that is not admitting you're wrong. Give me a specific time. Say, I was wrong for having said or done or believed this. That was incorrect of me. I should have known better. I will do better. That's admitting you're wrong. When has that ever happened?
Let me tell y'all something. If he, okay, let's just say that, I hate to put it this way, but if something did happen to him, wouldn't you want to hear it from her specifically? Confirmed it with her, whether it, whether it did or if, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know about her. I don't really care to hear it confirmed, period, by anyone. I don't need to hear that. It doesn't faze me. Like, I'm not sitting around thinking, man, I wish I knew or not. But I think his family might want to hear it. That's my whole argument. I don't need to know. It's none of my business. I honestly, I'm not that invested in that part of it. I just don't like the fact that his family is being forced to live through this hell without any consideration, without any respect of their closure.
Like, if it happened, they're saying that it happened back in May. Okay, they even gave a time and date and everything.
They gave it time? I don't remember that.
It's still, even if it happened, wouldn't have been anybody else's position to confirm it other than her.
Why is that? Well, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Did she call the time of death for her husband? Is she the one signing the death certificate? I'm pretty sure other people can confirm this.
Boundaries. Now, some of you guys may argue, well, this was a story and we want to know the ending. What the fuck are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pissed. Because this one really does get to me. Because I literally, when that information was put out there, I swear that I said, and those that are close to me know that I had to, like, let me step back. Because I was pissed when I was hearing this.
Well, that's you.
All these details.
That's you.
That were put out there. First, it was the medical examiner's office. Then it wasn't. It was the funeral home. I don't understand. And not only that.
Well, then you ask for clarification then. I mean, okay. Yes, people are invested in this. They want to know how the story ends because to them, it is like watching a story. It's like reality TV. only they're watching it on their computer or their devices, okay? Which is actually kind of like reality TV. But, and yeah, they're real people, but so are reality TV stars. So it's not any different. People do feel invested. When you put something out there for the purpose of being viewed by viewers, then you have to expect people to feel invested in what you're putting out there. And if what you're putting out there is your life, then you have to expect that people are going to feel invested in knowing what happens, how it ends, whatever. And I'm not saying that they have a right to this. No, they don't. No one has a right to know this. But just understand why it is they want to know this.
It's none of our business. Let me tell you what Dre said for the person that's asking this.
In November. Do you know how many people still believe?
Way to shame someone in your chat there, Bunny Foo Foo. I mean, people have been asking this for days. Is everyone wrong for asking this? No.
At this day that Marvon passed away in November, do you understand how many people have came out of the woodwork right now and said, wait, I thought he passed away in November? No.
And so what if they do?
No, ma'am.
What if he had? What an awful way to ask and find out.
Okay, so what would be a non-awful way to ask and find out? I mean, they asked the person who everyone is crediting as to being the one and only person who was in a position to confirm this. And then you're going to shame people for asking that person? I mean, make up your mind. You're setting people up to be shamed, basically.
She posted that clip. That was in April. And she said, what if he had? And then, so it's like they were already asking about him. What if he had?
Oh, shit.
She said.
Damn it. Sorry, that paused because my ear thing fell out. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, on the floor. Okay. All right. I gotta wrap this up in a minute anyways because I have to get dressed still.
Said it with a straight face. What a horrible way to ask.
Oh, for fuck's sake, now they died.
It has not been.
All right. So those charge. I know.
Confirmed
Thank you.
by the person
Thank
that
you,
would
Big
need
Ben.
to confirm that information. So at this time, I'm still not believing anything. Okay? And I'm allowed that. Just like you're allowed to go live, that group is allowed to go live and believe whatever narrative that they want to put out there. Mind you, personally,
yeah, exactly.
I don't put anything past anybody at this point because I've been around here.
When I leave out,
way
2 minutes. All right, so we'll put a, I don't know, book stop or something in that. Why is she talking? They keep saying it's none of anyone's business. So why do they feel entitled to talk about it? And see, that's the thing though, too. Like they're going around saying how no one has a right to discuss this. No one has a right to do this or whatever. But sometimes the people involved, like Marvon's family, they're the ones who have reached out to a few YouTubers. That's why these YouTubers are discussing this. And they've gone on panel with them recently. No one has reached out to Nonsense or Rabbit or none yet. No one has enlisted them. No one has asked them for shit. They just took it upon themselves to keep talking about it over and over again. Hell, Nonsense built a fucking channel over this. Her whole channel is built on this, and no one asked her to fucking say a word. Well, besides maybe Katie, but whatever. She's not involved either. So yeah, but like the family's been talking to Molly for quite some time. So you want to talk about anyone who has any kind of right or entitlement to speak on this? Well, if I had to pick someone, it would be Molly and Justin. It wouldn't be these people. So that's my opinion, whatever. Let me go through chat here real quick. It's like that Leslie Nielsen name of explosions happening behind him while he says, nothing to see here, go home. Yeah, Rabbit, it's not about you. This is the thing. It's not about her. It's not about Molly. It's not about Dre even. It's about Marvin. And then it's about people mourning him. It's about honoring his life. If you say that you want to see him to see dignity or whatever, well, then you got to show it. Because this isn't dignified. See, here's the thing. I don't think that she had anything to do with why he ended up there. In fact, and I am of the belief that Dre is in fact the victim here. But she's not a victim of YouTube or YouTubers or Molly or whatever. And I've said this over and over again, and I'm going to try to say it this time without tearing up, because the more I think about this, just the more I don't know, it bothers me. But because if I were in her shoes, I would be a basket case. I would be mad as hell. I'd be so fucking angry at my man for doing this to me, to our kids, to our family, for leaving me here alone. That's who victimized Dre. And I understand he had inner turmoil, and I'm not blaming him. I'm not saying he was at fault. But that doesn't change the fact that she is a victim of his choice, because she is. So, and I think that needs to have more consideration. I think more people need to take that into consideration and give some compassion as far as that goes. I think it's very important. You're an asshole. I think it's very important that people do that. Please stop it. I know. Thank you. Well, now I feel like I can't go on talking about that, because now I'm going to look like an asshole because he hit me laughing. All right. I got to go, though. I have to go to work. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here. Bye. Have a good day. Where's my door here? All right. Bye.